The Cache Valley Media Group's countdown of the top 25 Aggie football players for this season 2023 gets to the top group. At number 5 is MJ Tafisi. Tafisi, 6 feet, 235, a senior. Played 1 year last year after transferring from Washington at Utah State. He's from West Jordan, Utah, and Alta High School. Number 5 on the list, linebacker MJ Tafisi.
So MJ Tafisi certainly getting in with the big boys here with the top 5. Utah State's top returning linebacker, obviously transferred to Utah State right before the 2022 season. So he spent a year with the Aggies. Only played 8 games, had a bit of trouble with injuries, so he missed a few games, especially toward the end of the season. But he was still, despite that, was third on the team in total tackles with 69, had 9 tackles for loss. And if you go on a per-game basis, he was the leading tackler and best at getting tackles for loss. So a very productive linebacker for the Aggies last season, and certainly will be a big help for the team this year, especially since a lot of the other leading tacklers are gone now.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to lean on his experience and his talent. And as you said, he missed a significant number of games last year with a neck injury. And despite all of that, still had all those numbers. And here's a guy who's going to anchor a linebacker core that has several new faces, and they need somebody with experience to get them in the right directions. We had somebody on our panel who put MJ Tafisi as number 1 on their list. So we all had him very high, and so that's what gets him to be number 5 overall. But this is definitely one of the leaders of the team, and certainly one of the leaders on the defense. I like his quickness and his movement. He's got good strength. He just has a nose for where the play is happening and getting himself there to make a play to help that Utah State defense bottle up the offensive wide receiver on a short route or running back who's trying to get it through a gap in the middle. But I really like the play of MJ Tafisi, and I remember talking to him last year. This is a guy that was not used to being interviewed, not used to being in a spotlight, but he kind of moved into that role because of how he played. And that's just going to roll over into a much larger role this year for him and the Utah State defense.
Yeah, something when I've gone back and watched games from last year, and even when I was rewatching games during the season, just every time I'm watching a defensive snap over and over, I just see number 2 sprinting through the line of scrimmage, finding a gap. Sometimes he's shooting a different gap to try and get into the backfield and get the running back or whoever's got the ball, and it's just always full speed, getting through the line, hitting his gap hard, trying to make a play every single play. And so he's definitely one of the guys who brings it on the field every single snap, doing his best to, not just be a productive player, but to be a real playmaker, somebody who impacts the game and isn't just accumulating stats.
Yeah, absolutely. So excited to see what MJ Tafisi can do for USU defensively this year. He will need to play a very large role for that defense with so many new faces, but I believe that he can. He wears number 2 on his jersey, as Jason already alluded. 6 foot, 250-pound graduate senior at the linebacker position for Utah State. MJ Tafisi coming in at number 5 on our top 25 Aggies for 2023.